Hello, my name is Zyron. This is my YouTube, of course, as you obviously know. Um, I'm here to show you a map that I've made for Starcraft 2's editor, which came out a while ago. I only got it about 4 days ago, so I've been working almost non-stop trying to get this map together, learning the new functions. So let's get into it. You might recognize it to begin with. It is on version 67 right now, which shows kind of how long I've been working on it. You might notice it. You might not. It could be something brand new, or it could look very, very familiar. It kind of looks like checkers or chess, but it is not. It is an old favorite. It was called Zone Control in the original Starcraft. This is going to be entitled Zone Control Advanced, mainly because of how many new things I have added into it personally. Now, in the original, you would build bunkers in every single zone, and that zone would then be controlled by you, and it would start creating units for you. And this one, as you can tell, it's not going to be using bunkers anymore. It's going to be using pylons. And, of course, the pylons aren't going to spawn the photon cannons next to them every time that you get in a zone. That's just for your original base. And it can kill a marine in one hit, and it does pretty well for the very start. And you can build photon cannons with your little probe here, but it costs about 300 minerals, so you're not going to be spamming those all over the place until near end game when your characters are all buffed up anyways. So getting over that, might upgrade the minerals a little bit more to kind of balance out the gameplay depending on what needs to be done. But I have not been able to test this map with anyone else. This is actually my first time showing it to anyone. So here is your little direction pad that you used to have in the original, where if you move this Dark Templar to either of these points, it'll move that your units in that direction. So for instance, if you move the Dark Templar in the middle, all the units in the map that you control will go to the very center of the map. Or if you go down here to the bottom right one, they'll all go down to player 4's base. And, etc., etc. You have the ability now to spawn units. In the original, you were not able to do that. They already spawned with your base, and while they're doing that in this one, I thought it'd be a good time to introduce a clever little warp-in where you can only warp in your units into zones that you already control. So you could warp in either a Marine, a Zealot, or a Zergling, as for right now. Later, you'll be able to do more in later versions when I'm upgrading, of course, the map. But let's take a look at the triggers and see how much of a pain in the ass those were. Alright, the trigger editor. I love this piece of shit. So each of these little folders has something spicy in them, except for the integers folder, which is pretty much almost useless for me. But yeah, each one of these look like this. It took me so long to just copy and edit for each and every player. And this is just for 4 players. Imagine if it was for a total of 8 players. I'd go freaking insane. But, okay, so the general triggers are just for like general stuff that happens. I don't even know why I still have this trigger, but there's the movement one for, as I was saying, how to move all of your units at once, northwest, north, northeast corners. And there's one for each player. The building triggers for when you build a pylon. I needed to set it up so that it would work correctly and you weren't able to do anything that you weren't supposed to. Then we have our unit triggers, which spawns your units, and then the minerals, which give you minerals for every kill, depending on the unit. So Let's go back to the map, and I'm going to start this up and show you a little bit of gameplay. Now, let's go. Alright, so here's the map. As you can see, the Marines get one shot by the cannon, and I'm going to show you the warp in, as I said before, the units coming in. The Zergling is the only one that cannot be attacked during this process because they're burrowed underground as they're warping in. Each character takes 5 seconds, and actually the best animation I think is the Zergling just coming out of the ground when it's ready. Gives it a little of its own style. Alright, to show you how this works, I'm going to go over to player 2's base. Grab my little Zerglings and move them to center to show you something else as well. Now, the upgrades are up to 100 times, so I don't think you'll be lasting that long, but I'd also like you to take a look at the shields upgrade, which is actually double what the others are, because the pylons take armor in their shields from getting that. Now, in the center of the map, there's a unit that spawns. It's a probe. It gives you 5 minerals for every kill, and it spawns anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds at max. And getting that 5 minerals is going to get people to try to get to that little center. And as you can see, the probe that is invincible cannot attack. It does not have attack ability. So you have no worries about anything. I've thought through this as much as I can. But yeah, in the center, just most of the battle is going to be going there at the very beginning because people are going to want that extra income. And it's going to drag people out of their bases rather than making them sit behind. And it's going to eventually pull out into some great games. So hopefully this goes through, and I'll be pulling some more updates for you guys. I won't let this die. So thank you guys.